Hey YouTubers, welcome to Who Arted. I'm Scott, and in this video today we're building an arcade cabinet for my Multicade arcade machine. If you haven't seen my first video in the review of my Pandora games 3D system, go ahead and check that out. This is the meat and potatoes of the project, and all of it basically is in here besides the monitor. So I'm going to design a cabinet that this fits right into and is easily removed. This can be a portable system. I also want access to the back here, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to make it work. So I got my arcade machine there. I got a cheap 24-inch screen here from Walmart, on brand. I don't even know what that is, but it'll do. The 32-inch screen that I tested this machine out on was a little too big, actually. I found myself kind of leaning backwards. It looked clearer the further away I was. So 32 is a little too big. 27 is probably perfect. They didn't have one. They got this 24-inch. We'll see how that works. So first thing you should know is I am an artist. I am not a carpenter. So I really don't know what I'm doing here. That's okay. I got some basic tools. Got a sander, whatever this is, cuts wood, a drill, and a monitor. The only thing I don't have is plywood. Plywood's expensive, so I'm going to make some measurements first. See if I can get all this cut out of one sheet. That would be great. I am a tall person, so I do want this nice tall cabinet. Might need 2 sheets of plywood. But we're going to measure some things first. Draw up some plans. And you can see here my plans. So far it says I do not know what I'm doing. That's okay. I'll figure it out as I go. So here's my plans, and they're a little bit rough, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to draw this out on the plywood when I get it. So I'm going to use 3/4 inch plywood for the sides and the bottom, which isn't drawn here, probably the face here and where the control deck is. But I'm going to get a sheet of 1/2 inch to use for other things like this marquee, the top, and the very back of the machine, which I'm going to have some sort of door to open for maintenance, whatnot. That doesn't need to be 3/4 inch thick. But I am using 3/4 for the main box of it and the sides, and that's going to give it a really sturdy feel. It's not going to feel flimsy like the one-up machines do, that sort of thing. It's going to be sturdy and strong. So off to Home Depot, get some wood. Also some Lexan, some clear plastic, something for this screen here, and also the marquee. Let's see what they got. Well guys, this is my sketch on my plywood here. I'll zoom in so you can see that. I actually stood up and traced out the shape I'm looking for in pencil. And standing it up like this on the floor, I was able to draw it out exactly the right height for me. So my hands will be nice and comfortable right here. And then the monitor actually here, mounted there, which is kind of close to the back, but I want this whole thing to be kind of narrow because, you know, it doesn't have that big CRT monitor in there like the old ones did. It doesn't need to be as thick. So this is where I'll have my marquee. So I just drew out where the supports will be and the overall shape of the side of the unit, of the cabinet. So the screen will be here, and the cutout here on the side there'll be this cover here that kind of blocks glare, you know, off the screen and whatnot. And there's plenty of room up here for my speakers, which will go there, and some LED lights in here to shine out this way. This will be the marquee there, and in the bottom, and we'll just build a shelf inside of here somewhere to hold the subwoofer for the speakers, and I'll show those to you when we get to that point.
Okay, that first side is cut out, and if you can see up close here that it chipped a lot, the surface here, the top, which I'll have to sand that, and that's unfortunate. Now if you can see the other side did not do that. It's a clean cut. And this is the side that's the outside of the machine. The inside won't really matter. So the bottom side of the cut was a clean cut. The top side of the cut was very rough. And you will be able to see some of this because I have a gap here. The professionals say to actually score this line with a box knife or X-Acto knife or something first when you cut it, and it can prevent it from flaking like that. We'll try that on the next piece, see if that works. Now, scoring that line first did help a little, but it's still flaked a bit more than I'd like. So I cut a little bit away from the pencil and I could sand it smoother there. Now, this is where a bandsaw certainly would have done a cleaner job of that. Also, I'm using a all-purpose blade in my jigsaw. And a finer blade might actually help keep that under control. So there's a basic shape of it. Now we're cooking with gas, ready to roll. Make this thing look like something.
Okay guys, I did go and buy a 27-inch screen. The 24-inch just seemed way too small. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was, and it's a lot smaller than the control board. So this should be perfect. It's exactly the same width as the control board, and the whole machine should fit nicer. It won't look like it's shrunk down and covered with panels. It should fit just right. We'll see.
Well guys, this is the cabinet all ready for paint and a monitor, of course. Got the box in there now, so my lid is drying, but that will open. I will have a power strip, that guy with the switch. That will be mounted right up inside here, so when I just click this open, click it on, everything should come on. There's a gap back there for the wires that will plug in to go to the speakers, monitor, whatnot. And that's it. I'm going to attach that monitor in there, or TV rather, in the same fashion as the speakers with the orange strap, the tie-down strap, which worked so well. I think it will work just as well for the monitor. This marquee will light up. I have that LED strip that will go from here to there, and I have not installed that yet because I'm not sure how bright it needs to be. I have 4 strips that came in that package. 2 strips fit from side to side. But until I paint the marquee, I won't know how much light it needs to light up properly, whether it needs 2 strips or all 4 strips. So once I get that painted and put up, then I'll try it both ways and see if 4 strips is too bright or not, and then I'll put those strips in. And that's it. Paint this thing, which is why I built this in the first place, really, to have something to airbrush. You certainly don't have to airbrush it yourself if you're building one. There are companies that will print a vinyl decal for you of anything you like, really, that you can just stick on the side. I imagine it's expensive. You can actually send them a picture and some measurements of your cabinet and they'll print them up perfect size. And you don't even have to do that, actually. You can just paint the whole damn thing black and call it good. Put a blue racing stripe on it. Or even get some craft paint. Paint a Pac-Man. I mean, you can paint a circle, can't you? Some dots. It doesn't have to be fancy. A couple of racing stripes and it would look great. But I, of course, am going to go crazy on it. And I'm thinking Mortal Kombat theme on this side. Maybe some mashup, right? You might have Goro versus Donkey Kong or something crazy like that. I don't know. Probably some spaceship stuff here. Maybe a zombie horde. And up into some space, some nebulas, maybe some stars and stuff up here. Space Invaders, something like that. This side, not sure about that. Some sort of aliens. I like alien shoot 'em up games. I'll have to play it more. This side, which is my favorite. What to paint on that side. And that'll be it. So look forward to my next couple of videos where I'll be airbrushing some sick graphics on this thing, and then finally get to play the darn thing. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.